We said he was finished. We said he was the second driver to Lewis Hamilton. But Charles Leclerc, you did it.
Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc. You know what? You found who you are, Charles.
The British Grand Prix. And Akeem, there's only one place to start, and that's with the winner, Charles Leclerc.
Yes, Charles, I have to admit, you found yourself, you dug in deep, and I don't know what he done, because I remember he said he was going to do something in it, and he definitely said what it was, and he pulled through. Because my admission, I missed the first 37 laps of the race, unfortunately. However, when I resumed my TV, lap 38, Charles in the lead of the race, I was like, what is going on here? What have I missed?
But to be fair, Charles was in the lead for a lot of the race. He took the lead on lap 1, and then he pitted and Kimi extended. So
Nice.
first place was always Charles. It's just afterwards, Kimi went on an insane first, and then he was net P1 at some point in the last 10 laps, but then he went into some issues with the aero.
Yeah.
So is it the tire?
Oh,
Something got trapped in the tire.
yeah,
What
something
was it?
got. I believe when he was taking the curbs, and when he was taking the curbs, something got lodged in the tires and it affected the front wing of the car. They tried to fix it. They changed the front wing. However, the problem was still there.
It damaged the aero of
Yeah,
the car,
that
and he
finished
got
the
too
aero.
many track limits. But
Yeah,
we'll go on to Kimi in a bit.
yeah.
But to stay on Charles, and I know a lot of people will be like, "We told you about Charles. You're not saying he's not a second driver no more." And Akeem, what you got to say about that?
You know what? I don't want to dampen the parade, but I mean, it's one race, isn't it? And even that being said, it's one race. He done well, and this is why I just want to see going forward from Charles, and then more of these results. And Ferrari, if they continue these results, pushing this in, they nearly even had a 1-2. It was a stupid strategy. I don't know. I would not have put Lewis under that safety car.
We'll get onto that. We'll get onto that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll get onto that. However, Ferrari, just keep pushing that through. And what I can see happening is that you guys will get the points closer to Mercedes, because this time round, reliability is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real thing right now for Mercedes.
But Charles, I'm really happy for Charles. I was sitting here with my girlfriend, big Charles fan, and I wanted him to win. When he took first place, like, thinking, can he hold it?
Yeah.
I mean, no. If buts and maybes, but if Kimi didn't have those issues with the car, Kimi would have 100% won that race. And he would have got a P2, which still would have been a fantastic result for Charles Leclerc, because he was looking really fast today. In that Ferrari, he was good. Dare I say he was better than Lewis today.
Yeah.
In race pace.
He's a better man.
So gotta give credit where it's due. And yeah, Charles Leclerc just drove a fantastic race, and it came to him. The race came to him. And he finally got his first British Grand Prix win. And I remember in 2021 when Lewis overtook him in those last couple of laps. And it's just, that was sad as well. So it's like, he was just so close to getting that Grand Prix win back in 2021. And now he finally gets it.
Nice.
So happy for him.
Because you know what, as well, like, even what's you got to appreciate more, right, is that this track was said to be Ferrari's worst track. They even said, yo, we're probably going to be 8/10 off the place. You know what I'm saying? And to nearly walk away for 1-2 after hearing that, I was like, yo, it's giving me more hope for the future.
They got lucky and unlucky. So and from Ferrari's perspective, they can be mad, but they can't be too mad. Would take everything like sensibly. It's like, realistically, you probably would have lost that race if Kimi didn't have issues, right? The P1 wouldn't have been yours. And I get from that side of like, oh, but we could have had a Ferrari 1 too. And then they have the safety car, unluckiness with the redeployment. And then they still get a double podium. With all things, if you offered that to Fred Vasseur before the British Grand Prix, and do you not think he would have taken it? He would have snatched your hands off of that. Yep, I'll take it. So still, it's a massive gain on Mercedes on the constructors.
True. And that's what we need right now.
That's all that matters.
To be honest with you.
That's all that matters. You know what? Just because we're on to Charles and we're on the Ferrari topic, let's just go over to the safety car issue. Because I feel like that's the elephant in the room right now.
Yeah, it is, to be fair.
Charles, well done, but we're moving on. All right? So with that safety car redeployment, look, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I know why that safety car was redeployed. I ain't got a clue, right? That's the question. Like we got to ask, like, why was that redeployed, right? I ain't got a clue. Honestly, I ain't got a clue why that was redeployed. I wanted the last lap showdown as well. George was a sitting duck.
Yeah.
He was a sitting duck on those used mediums with Lewis going onto the softs. He was a sitting duck. I'm surprised George didn't pit because you would have wanted to be, because it's an under safety car. He would still come out behind Lewis, maybe behind, like maybe he would have lost position to Lando. Who knows? But from a Ferrari perspective, I don't see why. I don't think they did anything wrong. I'm being honest. Like if you think about it, they don't know whether that's going down to what they're probably assuming that safety car is going to be redeployed, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have pit.
I don't know, but wasn't this like lap 48 out of 42? No, 38. That was lap 38 or 48.
48,
no, 52 laps, isn't it?
Yes, 52
yeah.
laps.
So it was 48. So for me, I don't think there's a lot of margin for a lot of laps left. Even if
it's one of the longest lap in the calendar, so there is that time with it as well. It's not like an Austria where it's like a minute 4 seconds around the track. It's like
a minute 30.
Yeah, a good like. But under safety car time, that's more. That's almost 2 minutes. If it probably is 2 minutes at that time.
Fair, but I don't know.
Let's look at it from their perspective, right? If they knew it was going to finish on safety car, and I know it's Ferrari, so you can't take anything for granted.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're that stupid to be like, cool, we're going to pit, even though we know it's going to finish under safety car. Otherwise, they would have stayed out. I think, look, Lando pitted. I mean, you see Lando. Why not Lando pit? Because he's got nothing. He needs to fight for something, right?
Okay, but what were they protecting themselves from? Because he was
George. Because let's say if George pitted,
which he didn't,
but he was behind Lewis. So you don't have that information.
Okay.
Ferrari had to be bold and make a decision. With Leclerc, it made sense because he was 20 seconds.
That was a free pit stop.
He needed protection from the guys behind just in case there was a lap 1 showdown or a final lap showdown. Sorry.
True.
So I don't blame Ferrari for Lewis's P2 being taken away. I don't know if I blame. I need to know the reason why that safety car was redeployed. But if there isn't a good reason for it, I would blame the FIA. I wouldn't look to my team of like, because I think they're doing. Because also, how pissed would you have been, right? If, let's say in this scenario where George pitted as well, Lewis kept P2, right?
Yeah.
And Lewis didn't pit. You would have liked, and if they had last lap showdown, you would have liked to see Lewis go for P1 against Leclerc in the last lap, right?
Why not?
So you would have, I look at it as like, Lewis would have probably wanted to be pitted. I think Lewis did want to be pitted because he was thinking maybe it's the last lap, I'm P2, let me go fight for that P1 place.
It's an aggressive, I get it. It's an aggressive strategy.
I don't think there's anything wrong that Ferrari did. I just want to know why that safety car is redeployed. That
is okay. I think that's the main thing we need to find out before the next race. Because I don't know, it just smells of something. Like for me, right? It's like
Toto.
Yeah, Max crashed. That moment happened. The car was taken off. I saw that car being towed by the tractor off the track. I'm not seeing no debris on the track, and it's looking like it's ready to go. Everyone got their softs on, you know what I'm saying? Everyone done their pits. Like, everyone was ready to resume race. And for some reason, we got redeployment. I don't know what for. Like why did this car have to be
And Burton Mylander was driving real slow. I was feeling for Leclerc. If I was Leclerc, I was thinking, why? At one point, I saw Leclerc right tucked in behind Burton Mylander, thinking he's trying to hurry him up. Rightfully so. It's like, why aren't you driving at the speed that you should be driving at, right? So I'm mixed feelings towards this whole situation that unfolded because on one side, I felt like they wanted a one-lap show. Of course, come on, Formula One wants to enter. They would have loved the final lap showdown, right?
Yeah.
They slowed Burnt Myland down. You can see how slow it was. They put lap cars past and just the lap before, and we thought it was ending. We got the notification saying safety car ending.
Yeah, trust.
So they wanted to, but then that's what's interesting about it. But what was the reason? We can see that part of them wanted it.
True.
Everything was leading to like them wanting a final lap showdown, right?
True.
And then the fact that we didn't get it, I found like it's an anomaly. What is that?
I don't know, but I feel like we robbed off something magical. It does smell a little, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for Toto, that's his best result. I mean, to be honest, you'd want it to finish under the safety car.
Yeah.
I mean, the only beneficiaries would be Mercedes, you know what I'm saying, that at that point, because what else would they have gained?
Yeah, true. But at the same time, it's like George gained regardless. Like
Massively.
I know like P2 is better than P3, that's a given. But he still gained P3. He gained a podium position through Max crashing, right?
Yep.
He gained it already, and
Yep.
then he double gained because the safety car was redeployed and he stayed out while Lewis pitted. So it was still a gain for Mercedes regardless if there was a final lap showdown, because I think he would have at worst done P3.
Yeah.
He would have been on the podium regardless. I don't see Lando getting past him as well, even though Lando was on the soft. It's just, you know that George is going to put up a fight against Lewis. Lewis would have got past him, but he would have given him a fight. He was not going to let two people go.
He had fresh softs though. Fresh softs. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's
his mediums weren't like old. Do you know what I mean? He had to pit because he had that puncture in that second stint. So he had a little bit of fight in him. I don't think he would have let Lando past him.
Yeah, but
it's one lap.
It's true, but I don't know. It's not been a good form for George either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But again, we don't know what would have happened. That's the thing about this, right? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But one thing I do know is that Max crashed.
Oh,
and I was sad.
I actually didn't want Max to crash. I was actually really gutted. There was a part of me that, you know what, Max was a great buffer, because him stopping George from getting a podium, I was like, this is good. This is why I really need one in the points right now. However, unfortunately, Red Bull,
they're not at it, are they?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
They look like they're at it, but then they're not.
It's like there's a part where you see them doing big gains, like, you know, they find something, they put together a good lap, they qualify well, then somewhere in the race it goes bad. I'm seeing like I love deja vu right now, especially how Max went off. It just brings me back to what was the last race? Austria. It just brings me back to that again, and I'm just like, what's
different
going
issues
on?
though. We just saw Max's interview, two different issues. But yeah, again, it's just more of a car failure than a driver error, isn't it? Technical issues, guys. But on Max, it looked like it was, well, we heard his interview. He said it was a different issue to what it looked like in Austria. Even though when I watched it, I thought it was the same. I feel like his rear wing closed later than it probably should have.
Yeah.
Past on the hanger straight, right? It was just right before.
Which I find weird, right? Because I always thought the Red Bull wing was actually better, because what happens, it's a very simple mechanism, isn't it? Like, it pushes it out, pulls it back in. Compared to Ferrari, I thought Ferrari would have a lot more like problems with that rear wing compared to Red Bull. I felt like it makes more sense with the actuator. Just, it's a simple movement, whereas Ferrari has that whole flip thing, you know what I'm saying? So it just amazes me that they're having the wing issues.
Well, yeah, I mean, Red Bull, I don't know what's going to happen. I think Max's radio message was very telling when he crashed. I'm not going to swear, but he was super, super angry and just frustrated. Probably the right word. Super frustrated in where the car is. He dislikes the car big time, and I don't blame him. And it feels like last year, doesn't it, where they're just not off to a great start, and then. But the thing is, the differences between last year and this one, Max had 2 race wins at some point. He had Japan and Imola, last year. At least he had something on the board, and Red Bull had some sort of base and foundation to kind of build off of. Whereas this year,
True.
it just feels like, cool, yeah, they've got 2 podiums, but no race wins. And they just don't look like they're like a clear-cut favorite for any track, are they?
I still believe that he has a win in him. He still has a win in him. He's going to win a race, Max, 100%. I can feel it. But you know what it is, yeah? It's just one of them ones. Red Bull, when they just pull it together, I'll allow them in the sense that this is a sprint weekend, innit? The sprint weekends are always chaotic. They don't get all the free practice in, and they have to do all these setups and it's very messy, innit? So after this week break, we're going back into a more traditional weekend. I believe Red Bull will be able to sort out what they have to sort out, and he will. I don't know about podium, but he'll be respectable. Spa.
All I'm saying is that it's not looking good for Red Bull right now, because we got 2 more races before the summer break.
Yeah,
and if there are more performances like Silverstone in the next 2 races in Spa and Hungary, that summer break is going to be very tense and telling of where Max Verstappen will be going for next season. Pressure is on.
Any ideas where he's going?
Thing is, I'm a Max fan. I like Red Bull. I don't want him to leave Red Bull. I wish and hope that they can sort their mess out and just get back on it. We'll see Max in Red Bull, because I can't see him in any other car. You know, there's certain drivers that just suit a personality of a team.
Yeah.
And Max and Red Bull are that team. Like, when I think of Red Bull Racing, I think of Max Verstappen.
True.
And it'd be sad to see him go to another team. But if I had to pick, it'd have to be Mercedes. I know there's been strong talks with McLaren.
Yeah.
And it is a great team, McLaren. But I just don't see anybody closing the gap to Mercedes under these regulations.
You know,
that's just my feeling.
But you know what's funny, right? I mean, ironically, if he was in Mercedes, he would be having problems as well.
He would be, but he would pick up a couple race wins in the process. I think
True.
that's something that would keep Max happy.
The race wins, but he would still be having problems.
He would be, but he'd be having problems in a championship fight. He'd be having problems in a championship fight. That is the difference. It's like, I'm sure he would probably take that than having just problems in P6 and 7 in the championship.
You say that, but I don't know. Kimi's not happy. Kimi was crying, bruv, this race. You know what I'm trying to say?
He's a child still.
But I'm saying, in the same point, there's another psychic happening, psyche going on right now.
Yeah, but
when you're like on the top,
Max has been in Formula One for years. I'm sure he'd understand under these regulations that you will get issues, and it is the case that they're having at Red Bull right now.
Yeah,
but it's far too many. Like, Kimi's had 2, George has had 1 or 2. One DNF.
2. Oh, yeah, he's definitely had one already.
Yeah, one in Canada, but I think that's it. In terms of like a proper hard DNF, I think he's had issues here and there.
Yeah,
that's probably resulted in like.
He's even had issues in qualifying, hasn't it?
Yeah. But the main one, he's had 1 DNF and 2 for Kimi, where 2 big issues that cause him to score 0 points. Whereas Max, he's had 2 big crashes in qualifying in Australia and Austria. Then he had 2 DNFs in China and what's the other one? Monaco.
Oh yeah.
So China, Monaco, 2 DNFs, and then now Silverstone, another DNF where car failure. So he's obviously having a torrid time with this Red Bull car. When you compare it, the thing is, you got to look at McLaren as well. Like, Lando and Piastri together have had really horrible times as well in that car. So if I was Max, I'm looking over at McLaren, I'm thinking, well, you're not better either. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at the Mercedes team, like, yeah, sure, you're having issues, but you're having issues at the top. I like that. Where Ferrari are, you know what? I'm touching wood here. They're having a good season where reliability hasn't been too much of an issue. Obviously, we had Charles in Spain.
Suspense, I think.
Yeah,
whatever.
suspension.
Yeah, something to his steering or whatever.
And then Monaco as well. Sorry. So he obviously had 2 issues, but Lewis hasn't had any issues. That's 2 across the team. Where if you count collectively on the other teams, they've had so many
So
compared to
many.
Ferrari.
True.
So Ferrari doing well. It's just, but can they close the gap with the power deployment of the battery, the engine? Can they do that?
That's the problem.
That's the big question mark.
That is
Chassis
the
is
big
great,
question.
fine, but I feel like under these new regs, it's all about the battery deployment. Like you can have a great chassis, but I don't think it's gonna
matter much,
matter
innit?
much. Yeah.
But you know what's even more funny? It's like the team that seem to have it the best do seem to have a problem with the reliability too. So is there a cost of having it that good? And if Ferrari does it, can Ferrari do it better than Mercedes? You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I'm saying, that like, yes, Ferrari do have a better chassis than Mercedes, and Mercedes do have a better engine than Ferrari.
Yeah.
But I have to give a little bit of credit to Mercedes chassis. It's not bad.
Yeah. It's
It's not
solid.
bad.
They don't have a bad track.
They have a solid car for every track, and
True.
you know what? With that, I'm not gonna try to be salty and say they've got the best battery, engine, blah blah blah. They built a good car, but under these regs, I just have to give it credit. Like they could have the best engine, but they could have had a really crap chassis, but they didn't. They actually
True.
have a good chassis to go with the engine that they
True.
have. Whereas Ferrari have an amazing chassis and an okay engine. So you can see what matters most under these regs.
Facts. Yeah, it goes to show, and it's not so much building a good car in it. It's also building a good engine too.
I want to close off actually. Like I feel like we already talked about McLaren within this whole reliability issue situation. I want to give somebody flowers, and I was meant to give it last week's episode, but Liam Lawson has been doing a phenomenal job, and I feel like he has been going under the radar over the past couple race weekends. Consistent points, qualifying great, always in the later stages of qualification, always in the points around that sort of 6th, 7th place, and he's looking fast and he's looking great, isn't he?
True. So I do want to pose a question to you now.
I know. So I feel like I know what you're gonna ask.
Maybe. What's the future for Liam Lawson? So, like right now, what's his future looking like? Because it's very rare with Red Bull that they're gonna promote a driver, demote a driver, and then promote him again. I believe the future package right now is Lindblad, and they're just buying him time until he gets to that level.
Yeah.
So, if you are Liam Lawson, what are you doing?
If I'm Liam Lawson, yeah, you feel like that Red Bull door is closed now, right? I would continue putting these performances because, yeah, you need to put your stocks up, right? Your stocks have to be up, and right now his stocks are up.
Facts.
And I'd be looking at other driver situations and other teams like an Alpine, maybe an Audi or Williams, right? Looking at what's out there. Because you know there's going to be some sort of driver market change going on at the end of the season. I could see signs going over to Audi, we discussed last weekend.
Ocon's out of there.
Right. And Ocon's out, Haas.
Yeah.
Sainz is leaving, Williams. So maybe I'd slot into...
I like how we just know.
Well, obviously it's not certain, but like...
But you heard it here first.
Based off of like what's happening right now and what the whispers are going around the paddocks, I'd say Williams might be his best bet. Albon was a Red Bull racing driver. He's at Williams, so that door is open to him as well, hopefully, because he's a good driver. I don't think he deserves to be just like completely closed off of Formula One now, especially when he's putting in performances like these.
Yeah,
so it'll be tough for him.
It's like watching Yuki go again, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like goodbye to another driver that has good potential, and it'll be nice not to lose these guys, because especially Lawson, you can definitely see for F1 driver, especially when you're a rookie climbing up the ranks, there is a growing period, there are growing pains. Antonelli in 25, he had his growing pains, he had his fair share. He's getting a lot of glory right now, but I don't want to forget how we were talking about him before, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he the one? Can he do it or whatever, But with F1 drivers, I realize sometimes they take a little longer in the oven. Lawson was one of them. And right now, it's looking like he's growing up to a good driver. Good driver.
I know you touched upon Kimi and like potential and stuff. I do want to close off. Actually, I know this was meant to be the closing argument, but I do want to close off on this
2.0.
one because I forgot to mention, because the championship fight is ramping up. The gap is closing down. We've got George behind Kimi. I think it's like 25 points, and then Lewis is 7 points behind George. So that's like 32 points behind Kimi. Championship fight is still very much on, and I really feel sorry for Kimi, because the points he lost, I think he was second place in Spain. Oh no, he would have been second place in
18?
Spain, but he was third place. He would have lost 15 points there in
Mm.
Spain. Or did he take over? No, he overtook George. He lost 18 points, didn't he?
Yeah.
18 in Spain, and then let's go 18 with Silverstone, because
Yeah, he would have
that's
got.
would have been.
I think
even
he
though he
would have.
would- even
I
though he
think he
would
would
have
have won
won.
it. Yeah.
Even though he would have won, but you have to take it for
What
face
it is.
value at the time. So he was second. Man, you got to feel for him, man.
That's a lot of points, isn't it?
A lot of points. And you
a-
can tell the passion he had, that he wanted to carry on, even if it's for that 10th place, 1 point, with
point.
those issues. He knows that every point matters in a championship.
Facts.
And I feel like he's feeling like the title might be slipping away from him. You can tell, like, when he had car issues, he just wanted to stay out. He wanted to get whatever points he can grab.
True.
And it's tough. I really do feel for him. You can see that he was crying.
Yeah, man. Mercedes
there.
can do that to you sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a shame that somehow he inherited the best Mercedes has been, but this is the worst reliability they've had in quite a long while. I don't think even for the ground effect they've had reliability this bad. So it is unfortunate, but he's a good driver. I'm not worried for him in the sense that he's not going to get another win. He will. However, it's just getting mighty competitive now. Like, just seeing even Leclerc starting to enter into the chat room. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very wild with the upcoming races. I think Mercedes are still at this like peak advantage right now. So as long as he can hold on to the P1 spot, he would have no qualms in it.
I don't know. Like, it's so crazy, Formula One. Like, the pendulum swings so massively, because we were just talking every weekend for 5 race weekends in a row where he was just winning every race, and now for 3 race weekends he's not picked up a win. 2 of them he's been harshly done by with reliability issues.
True.
And it's just just Formula One, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
and with new engines comes new penalties. You know what I'm saying? By Brazil, I think by Brazil he'll probably pick up another. He'll probably get a penalty if they have another engine thing. You know what I'm saying?
So, as it current, like, we're like almost halfway through the season, about maybe a bit over a quarter. Who do you think will win the championship based on what you've seen so far in the season?
I don't think George. Sorry. I don't think it will be George.
Get it out of the way.
Get out of the way, innit? I think this is a Kimi, Lewis. I don't know who I'd say third. I think I'm gonna put Leclerc. I'll put Leclerc.
Damn.
I don't know.
Over George.
Yeah, I don't know. I think George is showing me he's been having. So Silverstone was lucky. I think Silverstone was lucky. This is not his race.
Again, we talked about inherting.
Yeah, he definitely.
He's the king of inheritance.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
a trust fund baby.
That's what I mean.
But you got to be in it, though, innit? That's part of the game. And
yeah, I mean, he's had his misfortunes too. Don't get me wrong. He's had his misfortunes, but the way Kimi's driving, I think Kimi will have the upper hand on him. And yeah, so I think it's Kimi. Yeah, so Kimi, Lewis.
Kimi, Lewis, Charles.
Charles. Yeah. Charles. Charles, still be proud, you know. I'm putting you on my list. Still be proud. But yes, I think if he continues this trajectory, he stands a chance. What about you?
Interesting. I'm so confident it's just Kimi.
Just Kimi, that's it.
I think Kimi's just fighting Kimi. Yeah. I don't think Kimi's fighting anybody for this championship but himself and the Mercedes car.
So no one,
I
no
really,
one to inherit this. No
mm,
one can inherit this
yeah,
potential.
maybe Lewis, just because Ferrari are reliable and he's scoring consistent podiums.
Yeah,
He could he can be in contention for this championship in the last couple, maybe the last quarter of the season, through just like consistent podiums, a second place there, third place there, maybe a one or two race wins randomly somewhere. But I just think Kimi is kind of like in a league of his own from what I've seen in the season.
yeah,
He's a fast kid, isn't he? He is rapid. He's he's the only exciting factor of the season so far.
true.
And he's got the passion when I see him. Like even today, he's got such passion when he drives. Like he didn't want to give up. He wanted to keep going. He already knows the importance of how each point in a Formula One championship
Is
he's. I truly believe it's his championship to lose, even with
reliability.
a 25-point gain on his teammate. But let's apply context, because I feel we don't apply context much as sports fans. We have to apply context, and
Okay.
I know. By at the end of the day, whoever wins it wins it. So context in the history books kind of goes. But with context applied, this boy, realistically should have been sort of out of sight, out of mind for George and Lewis thinking about, because
True.
every race so far, he is fast, isn't he? Even the ones where he
True.
wasn't winning. I know he wouldn't have won Spain against Lewis, but he was fast. Even then, he got us P2. And we talked about his European stint being weak. It's not weak to me.
True.
It really isn't weak to me. Spain, flying, Austria. He almost bloody took Max. And he had more race pace than George as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing a consistent thing right there.
And in Silverstone, he was the fastest boy on track.
And you know what's even more amazing as well? Apparently, even in 25, I think they had something with the suspension. Kimi wasn't happy with something to do with their suspension or whatever design. And it just so happened that Mercedes fixed this issue.
Do you... I was having this conversation earlier. Do you... Again, like, I gave Kimi all this praise, but...
Yeah.
Are these regulations just suiting him more than anybody? Because you have to look at it as, like, last year, granted, is his first year in Formula One.
Yeah.
Right? And George was comfortably ahead of him.
True.
Right? George had a fantastic season last year.
Oh, yeah.
His stocks went up. And then come to this new regulation, it's like, George who?
Yeah, because you know what's even more funny?
Same car.
He's actually not been comfortable, George, with this regulation, because I think
not many drivers have.
No, and I've realized the ones that seems to be like prospering the most right now are the ones who like to not like wrestle the car a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like they like the little bit of like, you know what I mean, fighting it, and they can push it a little bit more. However, ground effect, they had to drive a certain way. Even they was even saying like, listen, the boring laps are the fast laps with that generation. And I believe that suited George more in the sense that he didn't have to hustle and bustle the ground effect cars. He just had to do what he had to do, keep it simple, boring, but it does what he has to do to get that good qualifying result, get a good race win here and there. Like, it was perfect for him. But now that he's gone into these cars and they require a little bit more grunt, more driver skill, if I may say, he's been struggling.
I don't want to say driver skill, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of these regs.
In a sense, all right, watch this. I think I know what you're going to say, right? In terms of the battery deployment, the straights, whatever. However, in terms of the corners, the drivers do have to do more in the corners now than last year.
What, like being more mindful about harvesting battery?
That out of it, I'm excluding.
Because there is that factor as well.
True.
Because you can't push the car to the limits that you could in the ground effects. The ground effects they were much faster cars.
True.
You had to push them right to the limit. You have to get every point exactly perfect. And I feel like even in the ground effects there was so much oversteer going on. Well,
True. But why I would argue that is because even these wheels, they're a lot thinner as well than last year. Like they are a little bit more tougher in that sense of things. The harvesting, you're on a good point of that, to be honest. Especially the harvesting.
Because you got to take certain turns differently so that you can just harvest the battery for the straights, which is great
launch,
racing,
isn't
it?
Okay, you know what I think? Yeah, I think.
But it suits him. My point is, let's say if let me give you a hypothetical. I feel like we're running over, but give you a hypothetical. If let's say ground effects went on for 1 more year, right?
Okay.
And Mercedes had a car like McLaren's, perfect.
Okay.
They had a perfect car for ground effects that's ready for a championship fight with Red Bull and McLaren. Okay. Would Kimi be performing the way he is now? Would he be leading a championship fight?
It would be tougher. I don't know if he'll be leading it by that margin. However, I think Kimi, George, and Max, they would be quite close together, to be honest, if it was still ground effects.
But you wouldn't put Lando and Oscar in that fight either? I feel like you're doing
yeah. Oh, no. You know what it is? Don't quote me, but I was just thinking in the sense of Kimi and, Kimi and George and that, innit?
But just Kimi and George, I guess. Kimi and George.
Yeah.
Would you say Kimi would be beating George in that second year of the ground effects car? I don't think so.
I think there'll be more. They'll be closer than
they'll be more closer.
A lot more closer.
But I'd still give it to George. It to George. Yeah. Again, I just put it down to maybe because there was not enough years practicing it. I put it down to that. And look, we saw it with Lewis. We see it with loads of drivers that certain regs suit certain driving styles, and maybe that one just didn't suit Kimi.
Maybe. On that note,
guys, sorry, I think we kind of ran over a lot there. If you liked the video,
give us a like, subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you for Spa in 2 weekends' time.